Yes. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. I'm Dominic. We've got Katie here. We've got Neji, and we're about to talk about Man United 1, West Ham 0, a game or two. No, it's not. I'm not going to do those typical things. It was a game that I had palpitations. I was nervous. I was scared. I was thinking, is this going to be an AC Milan flicking Everton rewind where they score last minute? How many chances are we going to miss? How many players are not playing well? And guys, come and join me in the realization boat. I've got loads of seats. I've got lots of drinks. I've got nice flicking music on, flicking, you know what I mean? Bit of genuine. Come and join me in the realization boat that we just need better players. And our players aren't good enough. They're just not good enough. I've finally got this epiphany. And I knew it before, but when you see it for a whole 90 minutes that our players aren't good enough, you feel so much better. It's lovely. I feel great. Because the players are not good enough. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in live. The most important thing for me is that we've got the 3 points. We're back up to second. We know the situation we're in. We know how disjointed and basically rubbish our team are currently. We have to move. We have to move forward. But look, we're going to go into it. We're going to talk about the players, who was played well. We're going to talk about Maguire. We're going to talk about McFred, Henderson as well, Rashford, David Moyes coming up a bit flicking negative. Didn't like that at all. We're going to get this all in. So thank you so much for joining in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Guys, how are you feeling? Like this is 1-0. 1-0 Manchester United. Katie, what's your first thoughts, Katie? Because I'm in a situation where I'm just trying to be normal about it and just trying to be positive, but it still gets to me a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Still gets to me. So talk to me, Katie. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I went into this thinking this is going to be a snooze fest. It's going to be 0-0 and we're going to come out with nothing. So for me, I'm quite happy with that just because my expectations were literally on the floor. And it was an improvement from, like, say, the Crystal Palace game that we saw, the week before last. So in terms of, like, all-round performance, it's definitely improvements, but it's not anywhere near the standard that we should be. And we just haven't really learned anything from when we play solidly. So in that sense, I feel like everything's sort of not, I just don't understand what they're doing in like training and stuff. When it comes to stuff like this, like how are they not figuring out ways to do it, like different ways to do it? But I mean, at the end of the day, we got the 3 points, which is the main thing. Reclaim second position. So yeah, hopefully it will be worth it in the long run for the top 4.
Absolutely, Katie. I've come away feeling like I'm in a situation where we didn't score a goal. Scott McTominay, like anybody would, flicking ran away like, yes, another goal, didn't score. And I don't care at the moment because I know what this club is and I know where we are. Neji, talk to me, bro. How do you feel about that, man?
Got the result, man. You won't, you won't hear me say much about the result as a positive all the time because it's the manner in which we get the wins. But at this stage, you do have to start talking about results because with 9 games to go in the league, you're probably looking at maybe tops. We've probably got about 15, 16 games left with the cups as well. It's just getting the results however you get them. Yes, playing styles, they help. Playing styles help throughout mid part of the season, at the start of the season especially, just to get the ground running. But when you need to grind out a result, you did. And we did it in a very good way. And I know you're going to move on to players, but I do need to go off my chest. Maguire... His first half was shaky, I'll be honest, but second half he just came out and was like, he was
unreal. He's unreal.
Literally out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Literally, like he did his job defensively, balls coming across the bottom, like on the floor, thinking he's gonna leave it again. Cleared it, like he was classed for a second half. So he had a good 60, 70 minutes for me, and I was he shook me up for once and I love it. So
yeah, 100%. Like let's get to the flicking comments and see how he's going. Guys, thank you for joining live. We're in a situation, if you missed my first kind of introduction, I was basically talking that you should come and just relax and join me in the realization boat, right? It's going to be a nice journey. We've got bottle service, right? Some nice flicking hors d'oeuvres because I've realized before, but I didn't really want to come to terms with it. Guys, we're not good enough. And we need better players. I'm talking to you in your eyes. We need better players. When I saw Scott McTominay and Fred trying to find the final pass, right? Have you ever played a ping pong machine? Like when you're You're like the ball's just flying all over the place. It was ridiculous. The guys couldn't find it. And you know what? I'm not even angry at them because that's their ability. That's where they are. The thing about it, someone tried to do like a flicking thread, a thread of, oh yeah, Fred's an amazing player. And they did a YouTube compilation. You can make my flicking mum look amazing playing football with YouTube compilation. Easily. Just one kick and they score a goal. Done. Easy, right? The thing about it is that when you've got these players and they're playing in a sort of different team with a different setup, they don't need to have such a big say. But the way we play football, every player needs to have a massive say because we're not playing in a fluid sort of way. That's not how we play football. That's not the way Ollie wants us to play football. So it comes down to each individual player playing their utmost and playing at the sort of pinnacle of their ability. Perfect example, Luke Shaw. You know what? Easily could have been man of the match. And I think he got man of the match from Sky. The guy is doing his job. He's doing his job. He goes in, he flicking checks out and says, yeah, I've done my job. I'm going to go home and spend some time with my family. But other people can't come off the pitch and say, I did my job. In this system that Ollie wants to play, every player has to play at 100% of their ability. And the problem is, these players are. I'll be honest with you, Scott McTominay and Fred are playing at 100% of ability. Fair play to them, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And I've realised it, and I feel so much better for it, man. Join me up here. Let's get to the freaking comments. Cliss, hey everyone, very tough fight, but we got the 3 points, 100%. Hoping players come back from injuries. Some players desperately need coaching and passing. Big time. Big time. What was Scott? I honestly think we played well for most of that game. Bruno, Greenwood, Shaw, and Maguire stand up performances. AWB, Scott, Rashi need to do better. Lingard carries that fraudulent team. I'll tell you right now, if Lingard played, it would have been different. I'll tell you that. Andrew, we need a manager. End of that was a snooze fest. Jesus, and I know how you feel, Andrew. Sufan, my man. First half was typical Ole Gunnar Solskjaer struggle against a low block, but we got better in the second half, especially after a goal. Did we make a sub? Am I hearing this? Did we make a sub? Okay, got AC Milan coming up, no problem. All right, we'll talk about that later. Sufan, crazy that Ollie made no subs. Look at that timing. I understand the bench isn't good, but Ahmad Matic could have come on, especially since Rashford is struggling. Don't get it. Rashford had an injury. The guy played 94 minutes. He's probably going to be out for the rest of the season. Hope not. I'm being extra, but you get my point. Ollie makes no subs because he trusts his starting 11 to do his job. Maybe he's naive, but that's what athletic Manchester United writers say his philosophy is. Yeah, that's not good then. He's going to learn that. He's not going to do this for the rest of his career if he's going to stay at Manchester United. Andrew, AWB, Maguire, McTominay, Dan James not good enough. Oh my God. I saw you talk about it as well, Najee. When Dan James ran, got past his player, did some dead cross, and then AWB started. What was he doing? What was he doing? He tried to do this pick up on the ball.
Like, if what I'm about to say, yeah, had a physical kind of had a visual for it, yeah, this would be it. So if you had a visual, if you had a visual for what I saw, for this noise, if you had a visual for that noise,
don't do that, mate. Don't do that. Don't do that, mate. Jesus. The game was dead. Rashford's going to destroy his career if he doesn't rest his body. I hear you. You hear. Thought we grew into the game in the second half, but first half was poor. No agency or intent. Again, good little moments of the game. Mason was man of the match for me. We're going to talk about Mason. He was great. DW3X, same pattern of style, but we got lucky again. How many times, I guess, can we get lucky? Yeah, how many lucky wins are we going to get? This is not going to happen next season. Ollie will get found out next season. Look, right, we've got to talk about a lot of different things. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. We had a massive news yesterday. Huge news that Ollie is ticked to get a new contract worth £9 million, right? Before we talk about this game, Katie, what are your thoughts? Get it off your chest. How are you feeling about this?
I mean, I've always said that we should have left it until the end of the season. And I still think that we should have. I think that it's the right decision, but at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So if we carried on the way that we were going now, and then he got a contract extension at the end of the season, I would have been happy with that. But I still think that it was a bit too early, to be honest, just because we know from experience that, like, the season's so unpredictable, anything could have happened, which could be out of 2 cups by this time next week.
Yeah, that's my thing. When I first,
which scares me, to be honest, that actually scares me a bit. But
absolutely. Like when I first saw that news, I said to myself, "Oh, Jesus, have mercy! What have we done? Look, if Ollie gets a trophy and gets top 4 or even second place, I'm like, you know what? Give him the contract. It doesn't matter. We've sat people with contracts anyway if they're not good enough.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything at this point, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything at this point. That's fine. Give him the contract. But why not wait for 10 games and just see what happens? This is Jose Mourinho all over. And you know what I realised? Wait a minute, Dominic, don't fall for it. We've got the board. The Glazers do this all day long. They don't care if he flops and they'll sack him and they have to pay, 15 million or whatever just to get rid of him. They don't care. They don't care because no one's thinking about them. Now everybody's thinking about the DOF, the new structure, the technical director, and Ollie getting a new contract. It's smoke and mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors. And that's how I feel about it. I know it will never change. Neji, how do you feel about the whole appointment, bro? And if the news is true, I think it is, because Mira wouldn't come out and completely disregard and take away their sort of reputation. You know what I mean?
I think my sort of my sticky point with Ollie, does he have in-game management tactics? Because I'm not discrediting wherever. I'm just saying, right, okay, the next part for Ollie to improve is what? Is in-game management, team selections when there's a full fit team. Because let's be honest, look at today. Was that team picked solely because we had injuries? Or honestly, if you look at man for man, how many would he have started out of that lineup anyway? You could probably pick 2 players he probably wouldn't have started. And sometimes he does start them. And you know, like the back four was the same. Scott and Fred the same. Bruno the same. Dan James maybe have been on the bench for Greenwood and Marshall on the left. Like that's 1 player, maybe. Cavani, 2 players tops, if fit, who he's probably going to start in those teams. And so I feel like that's what's going to kill him. Because he doesn't have that in-game, and he doesn't pick a team that I think is, and I think a lot of fans, how can I put it, see potential in. It seems like we're digressed. I want to say, it's not progress. Is it degress? I don't know if that's the right word. Regressed. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I feel like it is a regress, and for me, I'm trying to look at what's next for our future, and with certain big names going, I can't see it being fixed or him changing his style. Now I hope that he gets another summer, and if he does get another summer, if he doesn't get backed by this DOF, I can't keep my mouth shut now. But like, okay, you got a DOF. I don't trust it. I don't believe it. I think there's a lot of efferys going on behind it, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
You have to, yeah.
I don't trust them. See what they do. If they come through summer, I think Ollie will have a much better season next season in terms of playing maybe a 4-1-2-3. I don't know, whatever he sees, but I feel we'll have a better, more squad depth and players who have the ability to kind of keep the... Excuse me, sorry. Hiccup. I think like the ability to keep the ball. If we can do that for next season, I think he'll be okay, but I don't think he will make the necessary changes. He doesn't know how to use Van de Beek, which is a massive shock for me. I know top managers out there would know how to use him. So I think I'm with Katie. This should have been done at the end of the season if he's going to get it, because I feel this season he needs at least a final, and he needs to come second to show that, you know what, his stubbornness is actually going to make us go forward.
Yeah, I completely agree. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in and like the video and subscribe if you're new. I appreciate it as always. I'm in a situation where I want this club to succeed. People always ask me, Ollie in or Ali out? I'm Manchester United in. I want us to succeed. I don't want to keep recycling every single manager and getting rid of their dirty freaking laundry. I don't want to see those freaking pants. They're disgusting, right? I'm in a situation where I want the manager to succeed. But the situation, based on the evidence I've seen, I don't know how it's going to pan out. So why would you give him a contract this early? The only reason you're doing it is trying to instill confidence, trying to back up what you're saying and what you believe that this is the right way forward. And you don't care if it flops, you'll pay out the millions of pounds. But you're not realizing that those millions of pounds that you might have to pay off if Ollie doesn't succeed, that should be going back into the club. We've already seen that the Glazers have taken 100 million out of their club. So why are you going to take in more when potentially Ollie might not succeed? Look, I want him to. I want any manager to succeed. I want us to see success. But why not wait until the end of the season? It doesn't make any sense to me. I get it. Oh, the players know that the sort of journey we're going on. They know who the manager is going to be. But the guy's not going until what? The end of next season, his contract's up. Why not wait until the end of the season? He's still got a year left and make a decision. Ollie wouldn't mind. Ollie doesn't mind. My only problem here right now is that the situation is, I hope Ollie, and based on this win right now, I hope he reacts to this early extension in a positive way and doesn't let it weigh down on him. Hope he didn't let it weigh down on him. I hope it makes him go bigger and better rather than let it like just go bad. That's my problem. Go for it, Najee.
Thanks. I put my hand up like a good boy in it. I don't want to. No, I just wanted to add to your point, bro. I think from the board's point of view, they think he's actually done well. You got to think of it from a business perspective. They want top 4 because it knows it brings them in money. They use Manchester United to leak money out of the club and into their pocket. So from their point of view and Woodward's, he is doing the perfect job because Woodward is not putting the club. If they put the club first, and trophies and ambitions, they'd be saying the same things most of our fans are saying. Is like, wait till the end of the season. We didn't get trophies. You know, we're not really progressing football wise. What are you doing? All they're bothered about is okay. We're basically turning into an Arsenal. You can make top 4. You can get a few trophies. It makes our revenue perfect. We still, you know, we can get rid of big name players that we've got, like Pogba and Martial. So many fans want to get rid of. Stupid. But let's go with it. You want to get rid of those players and then bring in, you know, below par players. And that is basically what happened to Arsenal. You've got a business that is just working. And Ollie suits their business mode because the board aren't getting stick because we're making Champions League if it carries on this season, twice in a row now for Ollie. But at the same time, they're still able to take money out of the club and then not put money back in. But because Ollie's doing, let's be honest, he's over succeeding with this team and everything else in his plans. It's a win-win for them. So it's only losses for us as fans because we're just looking at it from a footballing perspective. They're looking at it from a business perspective. So it's not going to change. And the only thing that's going to change is if one of the Glazers, one of the youths that, you know, end up being a big Man United fan and actually want the club to do well.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, it's just going to be money for them.
Do you know what, right, Katie? We're in a situation where if we go back to the match, right, I honestly said to myself, why is David Moyes gone so negative? Because West Ham have played us before and play us off the freaking park. Antonio's a handful. Bowen was flicking. Do you remember last game? Bowen was crossing, like flicking. He was playing noughts and crosses. More than that,
it was a good player, man.
Why did he come so negative, Katie, and actually let us go on him with literally half our players out? It makes no sense. It was freaking negative.
I don't know if he's just seen the way that we line up against these low block teams and has thought, right, well, he was just going to play for the draw, essentially.
Maybe, yeah.
That's what I think. Like, to be honest, I think it's become more of a tactic that managers and teams are seeing, that we can't break down defenses. So that's how they'll line up and try and hit us on the counter kind of thing. That's the only possible explanation that I can think of why he set up like he did, because it just didn't make any sense.
It was so negative. I literally, as soon as
don't get it.
Came on, it was they were making chances. I said it even before they came on. As soon as they bring some attacking players on, even Gary Neville said it. Why have they gone so
dangerous?
Yeah, honestly, it's the same when Foden came on for Man City. I'm thinking, why are they not playing Foden when they know that Foden loves to flicking attack, be direct? He comes on and then he scores a goal. I don't get it, but I flicking don't care because we needed to win this. Flicking hell.
He said, what did he say before the game? He said that this West Ham team is the best team of players that he's ever played with, and I was like, that's a dig.
Wow,
that is a dig.
Wow,
and I was like, okay, that made it more like.
He's hurting though.
Kind of sweet, didn't it?
He's one of those guys.
Imagine 6 months.
Honestly, when he got out of Manchester United, he's one of those people, right? He got all the stuff, right? He got all the stuff, put the stuff in the box. You know, he stole the mug. He stole the Manchester United mug. I was like, you flicking idiots. I'm taking this mug, I'm taking the pen, I don't care. That's David Moyes. But enough of him, we don't need to give him sort of that flicking attention, right? My guy went very negative, didn't like it. But the situation we're in is that we have won a game of football, right? It's not 0-0. That is huge progress. And don't take it lightly, huge progress. If you look at the chances that we missed, my goodness have mercy. If we actually go from the game, right? This is how I saw it. We started off and you can see that West Ham went to sit back, which I was very, 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 very confused about. We had a situation where Rashford had, that chance, you've got to finish that. That's what made him so successful when he came on the scene. Do you remember that goal he scored when he came on the scene when against was it Man City?
Arsenal. He dropped the header against Arsenal.
That's it, right? Arsenal. That's the bread and butter goal. Misses that, I'm thinking, oh, don't let it be those games. He missed another header. I'm like, oh God. Greenwood makes some beautiful 2 crosses, puts it on a plate. People miss it. Greenwood hits the post twice. I'm thinking, is it gonna be this game? The problem is, right, we have got good players, but we need better players. Guys, the title of the show is we need better players. If you haven't come to realization, you're going to come to realization in this video. Neji, right, I'm going to go through a couple of players and Katie, and I want to tell me right now, if we're going to win the Premier League, and I've gone through this in my other show about who needs to stay or leave, but I want this game is perfect because it just exposes the kind of players we have. If I go for these players, are they good enough to play for Manchester United? Katie, is Lindelof good enough to play for Manchester United? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, cool. Okay, that means that Lindelof can go. Neji, for me, is Scott McTominay good enough to play for Manchester United?
No, he's a bench player. First 11. Are you talking about first 11?
First 11.
Like...
First 11.
First 11, no.
Is Fred good enough to play in midfield, AG? No. Is Dan James good enough to be our starting 11? No. So that's already 4 players. Is AWB good enough to be in our starting 11 to challenge for titles and leagues? That's not for me. For me, AWB is good defensively, but you saw what he was doing, flicking darts on ice. This ain't Strictly, right? We need players that are strong enough, right? Going forward, going back, and that put the fear of God into players. We haven't got that right now. We need a massive overhaul. But my worry right now is, you know how much we spend. You know how much we spend every year. We haven't got enough money to go out and buy a CDM, to go out and buy a CM, to go out and buy a right winger, to go out and buy a striker and a centre back. We're not going to do it. So where does that leave us? Because what's going to happen, right, is that they're going to say, okay, Ollie needs these players to succeed. We know he's not going to get all the players to succeed. So is it going to keep rolling over? What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
The thing what we need to understand is people talk about how much we spent, but they don't really talk about net profit and net expenditure. Like, you can spend whatever you want, but look at how we spend it, and then look at the type of players that actually left. Like, let's take Lukaku, for example. We sold him for what, 70 million? I don't know how much we sold him for. So it was 70 million, something like that. They used to lower us 25 million apparently, or something even bigger than that. But we sold him, and then look at the caliber of player we bought in after that. So we're spending, yes, but then, you know, the same goes for every season. When we get rid of so many players, like, we're still earning little pittance off players. So ultimately, our net spend is low, but at the same time, it's like we have to get rid of a decent player to then bring 2 shit players in. We have to get rid of a decent player to get 3 players in. So really, we're spending money, but on the wrong type of players ultimately, and on the wrong type of quality, which brings our standards down. And then rival fans will be like, yeah, but you've spent this and you've spent that. And I'm thinking, of course we spent money, but look at the money we've taken in, and then look at who we spent it on. We're going to need to spend no matter what. Every club out there is going to have to spend, but how you spend the money is the most crucial part. And literally, to me, I'm just seeing us turn into the next Arsenal.
Honestly, the problem is for me, Katie, right, is that we're not going to spend enough money to get all the players we need. For a fact, Matic's going to go, Matic's going to go, Pogba might go, right, and we'll get all these income, but it's not like we're going to spend it. We need to probably get about 5 players. That's never going to happen. So what's that going to mean for next season then? What's that going to mean for Ollie? If people are saying, look, if Ollie gets top 4, right, second and trophy, I'll back him because I don't want to keep changing. But people are going to say, like, people, when they said that Ollie's going to get 9 million contract yesterday, they said, yes, great. Now he needs to have a good summer. We are never going to have a good summer because we will never buy the right players and enough of the right players we need. So where does that leave Ollie?
Same position as always. So
I think it's literally going to be a cycle. Yeah, it's literally going to keep going around, isn't it? We're just in a repetitive cycle that we can't get ourselves out of. That's the only thing. But I think that's not necessarily just on Ollie. That's on whichever manager comes into this club, because the board don't want to invest the money in it.
Exactly. So, Katie, in your position, Ren, knowing that we don't really spend a lot of money, we spend about 200 mil every summer. About that?
Is that gross or
Yeah.
or no? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care about net because how many people we got coming in, right? So we spend about 200 mil. Katie, how are we going to get what are we going to get with that 200 mil? Like, we need all the positions. What are you going to get with that 200 mil?
I reckon you probably get about. I mean, for chances, we need a striker, in my opinion, but we're not going to get anyone that's going to be able to do the job for us with that amount of money at all, let alone filling in all of the other positions that we need, like a right winger. I think we need a right back as well, like a backup one.
So, Katie,
So that's the thing, we're literally going to get two.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you this, Katie. I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to put Najee on the spot. He's going to get more time, the lucky guy. But Katie, you got 200 mil, right? You're the director of football. And what I'm trying to build up to right now is that we're screwed either way, I think, right? We might, when I say screwed, I mean, I want us to challenge for every trophy, win Champions League and so forth. I don't think it's going to happen next year, right? If you've got 200 million, Katie, how much are you spending on each player and what position? You hear me? Katie?
She's gone.
Sorry, yeah, you literally just broke up. What did you? Sorry.
I said so.
What did you say without having to repeat?
I thought you having like a massive thing. I was like, Jesus,
showing a meltdown, bro. Think of the possibilities.
It was so delayed that it literally just went.
You got 200 million, and with each position and how much?
Yeah.
Go for it. What are you doing?
Gonna go for 100 mil for. Oh, I don't want to like name names, but I'd go for Sancho for whatever they are.
Name a name if you want to. You can.
Okay, don't name names. Okay, gonna go for 100 mil for a right winger, so that's someone attacking. 50 mil for a right back, and 60 mil for CDM.
Okay, there you go. So you got a right back, a CDM, and a striker, right? So we're not getting any centre backs. We're still going to probably be playing with Fred and McTominay because the CDM can't play every single game. We might get injured, right? They're still going to be playing over half the games.
Yeah.
Right? CAM, we've only got Bruno. We've literally only got Bruno because Massa's going to go, right? Literally, do you see the holes that we've got here? We've literally, you spent £200 million and we still haven't got another centre back because Bailly could get injured at any point. We still haven't got a flick another CAM to back up Bruno. Literally, this is shocking. Najee, who would you go for with 200 mil?
Bro, I'll be honest. 70 million on Sancho, but I'd give 60 million up front, 10 million in bonuses. And that's me being real, bro, because they aren't making Champions League. I can't see it. And Sancho wants to go. They need money. So yeah, 60 million, 70 mil. Or I try and do something absolutely outrageous and just be like, listen, I'll be honest, Dortmund, you can have Brandon Williams, you can have Dallo, and I'll give you 100 mil and you give us Haaland and Sancho. That's a madness. And Lingard maybe. But nah, with 200 mil, bro, just to answer your question, I think 60, 70 mil on Sancho. I'd say 35 million on a right back. There's plenty for that price. I'm pretty sure you can get Lamptey, Max Aarons.
Max Aarons, yeah, you can. So how much you got left? How much you got left?
That's about 95 million.
Yeah.
About 95 mil. And then I would honestly and really and truly, I'd buy a CDM and I'd use, I would 100% put my money on Twanzebe being the future partnership for Maguire, because up until now, obviously Maguire we know is going to play. If it was me and I was manager, I wouldn't be playing him. I'd play Bailly and him, and then Maguire whenever. But the reality is Maguire stays. So Twanzebe comes in as a centre back up until January. I think he could do that up until January at least. Bring a solid CDM in, so the centre backs have always got a back in. So I'd say 50 million on a CDM. And then that would be my three there. If Pogba goes,
you got a CDM, a right back, and a right winger.
Yeah.
Wow, this is what I'm saying, and that's all. Both of what you said is so justifiable, plausible. It all makes sense, right? But we've still got gaping holes. We've got massively gaping holes because the way we play football is not based on being the greater good for the team. It's based on utilizing the strengths of each individual player and what they bring. because we've seen when Bruno is out of the team, right, we're a completely, utterly different team. When Pogba's out of the team, utterly different team. When you get to the best players, right, and the best team for me, when Man City, they relied on Aguero for how many years? How many years? They don't even Aguero. I think that's the first goal he scored in the freaking year. Do you know what I mean? Once you get to that situation, once you've got a team that's so strong, it doesn't matter if you've got one or two players out, you're still playing the same basics of football. That is the problem. And you've both said to spend 200 mil, you're getting about 3 players. We need about 5. We need about 5 players because for me, Scott McTominay, I rate him. He's young. He can develop. But for the pinnacle of what we want to do and win trophies and get trebles in the next 2 or 3 years, McTominay's not going to do it for us. And I rate him. I got a love for the guy. But when you think about the likes of Verratti, right? Imagine Verratti in that midfield against West Ham. Do you see the levels that we're on? Imagine a freaking Ndidi playing there, just calm the ball, strong, powerful, playing that sort of football. It's a different level. Imagine a good right back who's progressive, can go forward, can go back, can go. Do you know what I mean? It's a different sort of level of football, and that's my problem. I think Katie's got a bit internet issues, but that's my problem, AG. Right? If we go into the situation of the actual game, AG, because I want to get people's views on this, because I know we got the 1-0, and I'm glad, I'm happy. We need these points so bad. We're in second place. It's good. It's strong. It's powerful. But my thinking is, again, this is not sustainable. It's not eco-friendly what we're doing, bro, because we're going to get found out at some point, and we're not going to spend enough in the summer to address all the issues. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not. So what's going to happen when we go and play AC Milan now? What's going to happen when we play Leicester? We don't know what team's going to turn up, bro.
And they're shattered as well, bro. Let's be honest. Like, they look leggy. Like, some of the Bruno's looking like, although he put that mad sprinting right at the end to try and close the ball down. Yeah. These men had, like, running themselves into the ground, like, until injury. And it's not looking great, man. But one thing I will say about this game, Dom, from a positive aspect, is that I felt, although we could see the obvious weaknesses of individuals, the team still managed to look a little bit more united, and pun not intended at all. But in terms of the way the ball was moving, in terms of the build-up, like, it looked positive. I think Rashford, again, could have passed a few times. But for a team that was sitting lower, I think that's probably one of the best I've seen against a team sitting so low with players that are not creative at all. Like, it looked 100%. A little bit more. So I did see that in the game, so I'm not going to not point that out. It wasn't great. Don't get me wrong. It still wasn't great. But it was better than I have seen, which says to me that certain players, and I think, Dan James, although he wasn't great, he looked a little bit better. He looks more comfortable. Or I can say that's a better word. He looks comfortable playing football now. Yeah. Whereas before he wasn't so comfortable.
You know what I think with that?
Go on, bro.
I think AG is just playing games and having match rhythm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when I'm
nothing more to it, bro.
Just to clarify, guys, I'm not being negative in the slightest here. I'm just talking realistically because I want this team to get to the upper echelons of success. And this game could have gone either way, right? I don't want us to keep doing these 1-0s or 0-0s. Like, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. And I want us to be have conviction. When we're seeing the teams, right, I am so happy with Greenwood today because I felt like Greenwood's coming back. I saw a spark. The old Greenwood. I don't know what it was. I don't know if West Ham gave him space or he's finally got that spark because players are out and he was more of a focal player today. Do you notice? He was really important going forward. He knew he was. And I think that's what gave him the confidence to go out and do what he did. He should have scored 2 goals. He did 2 great crosses. I love Greenwood and I hope this carried on to AC Milan. Yeah. I think he's going to be vital against AC Milan.
He's still though, bro, like, the amount of times we managed to put balls across the face of the box, face of the goal, he's like 5 yards out. Like, he's got to work on getting on the last man and being their poacher. Like, you know what I mean?
Rashford played up front, though.
Yeah, I know, but like, when you're in certain situations, like, you've got to have a natural instinct. Like, he was, he's in the box as in almost a striker's position. Like, get in front of the man, be close. It's Bruno's job to hang about. It's Bruno's job to hang around the penalty area just in case the ball gets cut out or ricochets. But other than that, he has been so much better. And I think it shows that when you have ability and you can do the basics of football, like, your team automatically look better. And I think that's what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was hoping for. That he has individuals that know how to do one-touch passing and everything else, and know how to play good football individually. Based on the signings with potentially like Jude Bellingham, Haaland, Sancho. If you look at the type of players he wanted to bring in.
Yeah,
you can see why, because ultimately you're gonna get so much more from those as individuals, and they'll be playing their own style of football ultimately, with a little less coaching, but a bit more free and a bit open. That's okay with great players, but Greenwood fits that mold now. Was fitting it a lot better, and he's been working out the right side, and hopefully he can get a few run of games now as a striker. But I do want to see Amad Diallo, bro. Really want to see Amad Diallo.
Crying out, Amad. We'll talk about him in a second. Let's see what the comments saying. Baggy Vibes saying 200 million on CDM, centre back, right winger, and centre forward. I don't know if we can do that for 200 mil, bro. If we do this, AG, you got CDM, say 60 million for Ndidi, maybe more because of flicking Leicester, Man United tax. Centre back, you're getting a centre back at least 60, 70. The numbers.
I'd love to get Zakaria, bro. You're probably getting for about 50 mil.
Who? Which one?
Zakaria from Mönchengladbach.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we're going to be that smart in that, mate. We go for the most obvious players when it comes to big profile signings. So if we go for Ndidi, that's going to cost about 60, 70. Centre back, Kunde, they're saying about 60. That's 120 already. You got 80 million left for a right wing and a centre forward. Never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Wait. We do. Inter Milan actually do owe us money, so we may be able to get a player from them.
Mate, we ain't getting that back. We ain't getting that back, man.
They have to. It's in the contract, so they can.
Mate, yeah, but they would have paid it by now, bro. That money's gone, mate. They're gonna
true.
They're gonna put that through all legal writing and all this different thing. They're gonna hold that up until people are like, "Oh, write off." Trust me. If we all get that money, would have got it by now, bro. West Ham. We're playing a 3-4-3 in the first half. We were playing them, especially when we transitioned very fast. Second half, they came at us more. They did. Buggy Vibes. Sufan, 65 million for NDD, 70 million for Ran. Okay, cool. We're going. Rest for a decent winger, right back, and a striker. No way. Mate, we can't get all those players for about 200 mil that we spend every summer, man. I wish we freaking did. Adam, City win the league without Aguero and De Bruyne because of their system and coaching. Yeah, I agree. Do you think Pep will win the league with our squad without Rashford and Bruno? No. Half his team would not play under Pep. But that's because he played under a different system. I don't know anybody who plays football like Pep. And no one should, because that means they're watching the coaching, they're looking at his videos, they're sleeping next to his bed, which is creepy and weird, right? No one plays like Pep. Pep won't want to play with certain players like us. And that's just who he is. So we can't really use that sort of analogy there, man. Bro, what happened? What's going on with this whole situation around thinking Rashford, right? Because the guy's injured. He's going through a tough time. He plays 90 minutes. He's missed 2 chances, so he's thinking, and everybody's going on his back again. But why does Ollie keep playing him and just running him into the ground? Because we know he plays hard. Why did he not take him off for Amad Diallo? Just give him some... Did he think that Amad can't defend like Rashford? Or did he not trust in him? What is it?
I'll be honest, I genuinely don't know. I like to think I've pretty much got an answer for everything or an idea of everything. Bro, I genuinely don't know, because it can't be the fact that he doesn't trust Amad, because let's be honest, Eric Bailly's been our best centre-back this season when playing when fit, and he still doesn't trust him. It's the moment Linda lost 50%. So, and he's a senior player. So, He don't trust Van der Beek, evidently, for whatever reason. Doesn't trust him to be around his main 11, which is fine, cool, do you? But there's so many senior players who are either at a higher level or have played at the highest level, and he doesn't trust them. So why on earth he's playing Rashford, I have no idea, because he hasn't been as great as the stats say this season. He's consistently been doing what he's been doing right now, like on and off it, wrong passes, wrong runs, lack of link-up play, expecting the ball over the top, and it's just like, you may as well just rest the brother, man. Like, he could have easily I'll be honest, he could have brought Shuri on and Amad today and a Matic, and take McTominay off, put a Matic on, just to shore up the defence a little bit more, but still have the energy in midfield. And Shuri is really good with the ball at his feet, really good, nippy little player. Amad as well, tricky, get out of tight situations, can create something from nothing. You could have brought that on the last 10 minutes. I know we were 1-0 up, and I know it's quite defensive and everything else. He always goes defensive and everything else, but you've got to show a bit of backbone for your players, man. Rest them, because we need to minimum score 1 goal now at AC Milan, or else we're out. No, nil, and we're out. So we've
Mate,
got
I'm
to
not
go and
feeling
score.
confident. I'm not feeling confident, AG, bro. I'm going on based on empirical evidence and what we do, how we feel, our mentality. I'm not confident. And I'm not going to be a situation where I'm just going to be fake and say, oh, yeah, we can win it. We're Manchester United. I'm going based on what I've seen. I'm going based on the bottle that we have.
Yeah.
And I hope we go and smack them up. But I've seen them play with half their team out, and they were playing football around us, man. They should have won. That goal that Kessie scored was never a handball. And you know what we're like when we go 1-0 down and we feel a bit, oh God, we haven't got our best players. Who's going to bail us out? Bruno, please, you. Rashford, you. Can you bail us out? Luke Shaw? Mate, I'm a left back. Do you know what I mean? I'm nervous about that game. And you know what the worst thing is? I know they're nervous too. I know they're nervous about that game. And
yeah, but Zlatan's back, bro. They're just good. If Zlatan's back, it just that mentality is different.
It's different. It's different. And we need we've come into this, right? And we're going to go into this game knowing that we're second. And we've got a hard fought point, because there are opportunities where I got to just put out a shout to Maguire today. Maguire gets so much stick. Yeah. My God. Yeah. I mean, stick. Like, honestly, the guy is just, even flicking by his own teammate, he's calling saying he's got a big head, right? It's gone inside the club, right? But he was different. I saw him defending, putting his life on the line, doing body blocks, crossing, cutting out balls, heading away. That's the Maguire we paid 80 million for.
That's what we want, bro.
Now we just want him to start finishing it up top as well, because he can't say that he's not had any chances to header, to finish the ball, to get a cup, at least get 5 goals a season, bro. You're 80 million. So for me, I'm hoping that Maguire brings this form into AC Milan. I've got a feeling that Bailly will play for AC Milan, just to watch that pace with Kessie and all those guys. But it's a situation where this was very important for how we feel, that our heads are not down. Because I tell you right now, if we go out to AC Milan, mate, it's not good. It's not good. It's not big team mentality. It's not a feeling of that we can do things that when our backs are against the wall. We need Greenwood to step up. We need Maguire to step up. I don't know where Pogba's coming back. Ollie said that he's on the road to recovery, but we don't know when. Van der Beek's out. Matters, I don't know. He's just hanged up his car. He's done. Like, where do we go from here, bro? Like, where do we go from here to make sure that we
same lineup as today? I can see it. It'd be
you think?
Bro? You tell me. Unless he plays Matic, I can't see what we're going to offer. I can't see, especially that front three. Haven't got a clue.
Yeah,
why on earth will AC Milan come and attack us? Why would they come and attack us? And bear in mind, they're a much better ball-playing team. If they did what West Ham did today, we're going to mop up. Because on counter-attack, we ain't getting the ball back.
Yeah.
And we can't keep the ball. So why would they go, first and foremost, go and get another goal? When knowing we need a goal, knowing the players in the system that we're going to end up playing won't be able to penetrate them and nowhere near enough what we need to.
Yeah. You know what, though? I think their philosophy, they'll still try and go and get a goal, man. I don't think they'll change, because they just like to play good football. And when you play good football, goals will come. It can work, mate. It can work both ways, man. They could sit back, like you said, or they could be like, wait a minute, we're better football inside than this team. We watch them and we know they can't really play ball like us. Granted, they can hit us on the counter, but it's just like we did against AC on the first leg. If we play football, they won't have the ball anyway. Carlo says, Ollie comes from the Fergie school of thought, who let Rooney, Owen Hargreaves, Vidic and Evans, and many more play on injections. Ollie's management is suspect from Theo. Buggy Vibes is saying, be patient. Ahmad will play games. Yeah, you're right. 100% he will. Ollie not making subs can be said to be making a statement saying we don't have players, or keeping Ahmad fresh for Milan. Don't underestimate West Ham. Rashi's pace when needed. Yeah, there's most of those points I agree with, Buggy, man. I do. But my only point is, I don't like Ollie. I don't want any manager to make a statement to cost a game.
To cost a game.
I don't believe in that. That's not how we should win football. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm not going to make you subs, so someone gets injured, and then you realise that it's not going to work like that.
There's a time and place for that stuff, man. And
Yes.
right now, it is definitely not the time for that stuff. Jesus, fire no.
Not confident at all. They outplayed us. Usually, after good results, we tend to fluff it as well. Not enough focus. I hear you, bro. Maguire was great today. Yes, he was. Anyone also notice how the one time we line up our players near the keeper on the corner, we score? What the hell is the 3-man lineup tactic at the edge? Yeah, I don't know what that is. All these set pieces, mate. I don't know who's in charge of these. Is it Carrick doing it? Is it McKenna? Whoever
They used to do that in England, though, bro. Like Maguire, yeah, must have gone in there and said, right, England, mate, this works. Like, we all line up in a line, and then we go 3, 2, 1, burst.
See you later.
I think that's what they're doing. Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I saw it at the World Cup, and I'm thinking, so Maguire is basically the defense coach.
Oh, mate.
We were never doing that before Maguire came.
Well, mate, you know what I've noticed? Again, guys, Manchester United won, West Ham 0. We didn't score a goal today, but we won. You got to flicking love that. Take that to the flicking
100%.
We've established that McFred can't pass, and to be a title-winning, treble-winning team, McFred cannot be our go-to midfield. They can't. If we aspire to be the great of the greats of the greats again, and win title after title, McFred cannot be our foundation. And I think they would admit that and say, yeah, we're not ready yet. Or our ceiling is not as high as other players at even younger ages, right? We've understood that Henderson had a commanding, strong game today. He came out and flicking hurt. I think he hurt his back trying to get that ball. You know what? I'm proud of Henderson today because he made a mistake, but he didn't let it overcome him. And he came back and had a strong game. He did have a strong game because there was a lot of crosses in the box. He was powerful and there. And what I'm also seeing is that we can't afford to let our best players have a holiday. And I've seen it now. I've seen it because when we haven't got our best players, we flop. We flop. And that is testament to how we play football. Ollie's not going to change his philosophy of how he wants his team to play. We're not going to turn up on next week and play this unbelievable, can't get the ball, scintillating football, triangles are us. We can't do it. And I thought one point, actually, maybe we can do it, but we can't do it because he doesn't want to do it. And plus, we haven't got the players that we want to basically have the ability to do that football. AWB can't do that football. Scott and Fred can't do that football. Dan James can't do that football. So who's that left? Who's left? So this is the situation I'm in, man. What would you give a rating for Ollie in this game, bro? Because I'm not going to go through everybody.
For Ollie, he got the win. His team was obviously the right team, the only team you could probably put out there if you look at the bench. So I can't complain. I'm going to give him a 6. A 6. That's harsh. That's just because we've had a bit of a downer. No, I'm going to give him a 7. But for the simple fact, he would have had an 8. But he needs to make certain substitutions to protect players, and his in-game management, for me personally, is suspect. So it doesn't make sense.
Give him a 7, yeah.
7, yeah.
You know what, right? I think Ollie will try and make a Pogba, Fred, Bruno midfield work. If we do a 4-3-3, it could work, but Ollie will never do a 4-3-3. He'll never do it. And
he did it last season, didn't it?
And we haven't got a CDM in there. We're going to be exposed, man. Pogba's not a CDM, Fred's not a CDM, and Bruno's not a CDM. We need an Ndidi, a Pogba, and a Bruno. That's what will kind of work better for me.
Yeah.
In that situation, Pogba getting a license and Bruno to play, and then you've got pace up front with Sancho on the right, flicking a Rashford on the left, and then Martial or another striker. For me, then we've got flicking ballers. We've got ballers to do it, and it's just annoying because when we play 4-3-3 and that fluid 4-3-3, that's when Van der Beek can play. That's when he can slot in. That's when we're not so beholden to one position because we know that the CDM's always there. So keep playing football. Let the ball do the work.
Yeah.
Argy Vide's given Ollie an 8. Paul Young saying Ollie is so stubborn, he will never change from 4-2-3-1. Yeah, it's his trusty. It's like Lindelof is his trusty tool. 4-2-3-1 is his trusty formation. He just knows what he believes in, and he's not going to. And most managers are stubborn. But one thing that I can't get over, and it frustrates me every single time I see it, right? And I'm not just thinking about Dan James here. Any person that does this, please, when you get to an opportunity on the right or left side of the box, and you've got an opportunity to cross, get your head up. Honestly, God, get your head up and look at what is around you. Someone said to me, right? I said, Dan James must see imaginary players when he's about to cross. Because every time he crosses it, he goes to no one. Someone said to me, "Oh, but at least he's crossing." I'm like, "Oh, fantastic! Is all right? If I'm a thicker striker and I'm shooting from where my goalkeeper is, at least I'm shooting. Is that how it works? The situation is right, and where the best players to separate themselves from mediocre players is that if you get sat byline and there's no one in the box, you keep the ball. You keep the ball moving, you recycle it, and then you get angry at the people that didn't make that run to the box later. You don't just fire it in the box and say, "Oh, why weren't you there?" What do you mean? You've got to get your head up and have decision-making IQ. And that's what frustrates me, because Dan James did that twice. He got into a good position, granted. No one was making a run. That's a problem that we need to sort out with those runners. But don't just cross the ball in for no reason. And then they get the play, and then they were running back, and you're putting pressure on the CDMs and on the defense and a keeper. That's stupid. That's stupid. I don't freaking like it. Adam, 4-3-3 doesn't require CDM, mate. You don't need a defensive player at bases, midfield, 4-3-3, since it's a possession-based. Yeah, I get that. But what I'm trying to say, bro, is that Ollie don't play possession-based football. So if we're going to play a 4-3-3, we will need to have some sort of CDM.
Yeah.
Ollie doesn't play. I don't even know if he thinking knows how to play possession-based football. So when I'm saying 4-3-3, I'm talking about having some sort of a CDM player. Bruno, Pogba, and Fred, they're not defensive minded at all. Fred has been pushed into that, but he's not defensive minded at all. So we need some sort of player who's defensive minded, and that's why I think about NDD, who's a CDM/CM, who can help us. Because even if we play 4-3-3, we are not going to play possession-based football under Ollie. It's never going to happen. Kliss is saying that Soska's on players back for Milan. Very likely that Edison and Anthony are fit. Donny hopefully as well. Paul might even make the trip, and David's back from isolation. Okay, all right. So we're moving a bit. The Glazers, oh jeez, Solskjaer 99 looks quite angry. They don't care about the club and their major problem with mate. Solskjaer 99, I know, man. There's nothing we can do about them at the moment. What are we talking about? Intelligent players transition according to games, no matter the position they play. Yep, they do. With intelligent players, it can be a 4-3-3. Fred, Bruno have intelligence to exploit it. 100%. I just still think that the way that we would play football with a 4-3-3, I don't know if Ollie can play it. I don't know if he can get the coaches to really drill it down. And Adam's saying here, you can't play 4-3-3 without possession. Mate, you can. Mate, honestly, you can. This is the thing. Ollie would play 4-3 without possession.
We played 4-3-3 last season. That's what got us from 7th to 3rd.
Exactly.
We played with a Matic as a holding role, Pogba and a Bruno into 8 rows.
And that was our best.
You can't play it. That was our best run.
That was our best run, but then we got found out when the bounce went a bit, and then we didn't actually go back to our philosophy of how we want to play football, and then we got exposed. So you definitely can play 4-3. I hear you though, Adam, man.
You just need the right personnel.
Yeah, you just need you need the right personnel. Because NDD plays for Leicester, who all cost 80 million, and 100% he will, bro. Even more. We got freaking our pants pulled down for Maguire. Can you imagine NDD, one of their most important players? Flicking hell.
I would literally just say, listen, you took 80 million from Maguire. You know, ultimately, you should have taken 20. So you may as well just give us NDD for free, and we'll give you Matic back.
All right.
Like
Nagy for DOF. Nagy for DOF. He knows what he's doing. Sunshine 47. So, hey, Nagy, tell the people about your channel, bro.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man. So started a little channel, which is normally do watch alongs. Obviously, Dom has a beautiful United Stores and Wingers, which are after games, man. So I don't want to shit on that show, man. We got to come here for the. We got to come here, man, for the posts. But yeah, man. On my channel is basically just content regarding Solskjaer, regarding the team at the moment, and mainly watch alongs. Which I enjoy, man. It's a bit like going to the football with your friends a little bit, watching the same game together, having a bit of banter and stuff. I do bring the Haribos, so make sure it happens. You guys are good. I have started to do FIFA streams as well every now and then because some people are asking me for FIFA streams. I've got a whole Man United team. It's sick right now. It's filthy. I just sold Cantona, so I'm running on a bit now. It's not even my show. But yeah, man, Sunshine 47. If you like what you hear, SONSHINE space 47. Yeah, catch me on there, man. It's all love and no fun.
And when's the AC Milan game? I'm all over the freaking place. When is it?
Is it Thursday? I think Thursday. Yeah.
I love that because I didn't want to say it, but I just had to say it. It's on a thicking Thursday, mate. I'm back tomorrow for a Monday Night Source show. We're going to just talk about. There's a lot to talk about: the DOF, the structure, Ollie, how much we're going to actually need to spend, and we can look at specific players and how much it's going to cost, and really break it down. So come back for the Monday Night Source show, guys. I appreciate it. The main thing you need to take from this tonight is that winning is all that matters in this current situation we're in. When we haven't got the players, we're trying to figure out the direction we're going in. The board's trying to play games. We've got new technical directors and different things. We're in a bit of a disarray. We just need to win while we're doing this and hope for the freaking best, because Manchester United, I believe in my whole heart, will rise again. It has to rise again, but the fans are the most important, and we will make that happen. So keep supporting, keep vibing, keep going for it. We need to stick together. Don't do any sort of stupid like hate and infighting within the fan base. Look, everybody can have their opinion. No one's opinion is wrong. No one's opinion is wrong. Everybody's got a different view, and that's what makes the game so freaking beautiful. So, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you.
Do all that good stuff
tonight. Go and get some late night food. Enjoy. Maybe get some wings. I might get some. No, I'm not going to really. But enjoy your night. Peace out. Peace out.
It is.